And we're live. Everyone, this is my girlfriend, Ashlyn Rose McCory.
Hi, everybody.
And I'm Kevin LoVullo, this year host on episode 21 of I Ask No One. And I think we should just go ahead and cheers right now. You want a sip of this?
Cheers.
You got your little
I will
coffee?
take a sip of it, I promise.
Show them what that says there. She's borrowing my
Hello,
coffee
gorgeous.
cup. Yeah. Cheers, guys. Thanks for joining.
I've never heard that up close. Chug, chug.
Yeah. Have some, huh? You got this. Yep. Welcome to the club.
Yep.
Hashtag Jaeger at noon.
Yep.
And cheers to you and cheers to us. We'll be celebrating 2 years dating next week. Are we going to Lloyd Christmas it?
Yeah, that.
Yeah. 2 years dating. It'll be September the 15th next week. Just so happens to be my parents' anniversary, which is nice. Our first date was Elton John 2 years ago. And, geez, I just want to say congratulations to our friends, Josh and Rach, for...
They're here?
Yeah. Yeah, for getting their offer accepted on their home on Christian Drive in Clarence.
Woo!
Yeah, woo! I have been showing Josh and Rach homes since March at the height of COVID virtually. We've gone on to see 50 plus homes, I think. It feels like, I think it's actually 50 plus homes. And we finally got one. Just found out 10:30 this morning. Offer accepted. Very cool. Very happy. And look forward to crash that house party. Yeah. But today in music, today is August. I'm still saying August. September the 12th, the day after September the 11th. So September the 12th, what happened was Neil Peart, the drummer of Rush, he would have turned 68 years old today. But earlier this year, he had passed away January the 7th from brain cancer. And January the 7th, at that time, we had no clue what COVID was going to happen. And then Kobe Bryant, and then all this other crap happened. What a year, but staying strong.
F2020.
Yes. But this podcast was born out of that for a release, and now it's a release for us today just to kind of get it out about what happened last year. So our neighbor, we were actually going to get some Mr. Pizza last night, and our neighbor was taking golf swings in his garage. Balls hitting up the net there, but he works at Roswell Park, and he operates on cancer patients who have brain cancer, and he that's his release, is to kind of just swing some balls. And we know when he's kind of got clearing up his mind, there goes that golf swing
at like 10 o'clock at night.
10 o'clock at night sometimes, but
whack.
Yeah, with Neil Peart and Steve next door, father of three, good guy. We live in a really cool neighborhood here in Elmwood Village. Ben Folds, there's a song called Air by Ben Folds 5. It appeared on the Godzilla soundtrack in 1998, a little bit before your time. Well, she was 2. You remember Godzilla?
After my time.
You remember Godzilla with Matthew Broderick? Yeah, there was a song on that soundtrack. But Ben Folds, he turns 54 today. Shout out to him. And one last fact of the day. So Johnny Cash, he passed away in 2003 today at the age of 71. And then his wife, June Carter Cash, would later pass away right after that from complications from heart surgery. You ever see that Cash movie? With Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon?
I feel like I've seen bits and pieces, but I've never actually seen the whole thing.
Okay. Yeah, I have not seen that either. Just taking a look at some comments, guys, and thanks so much for joining again. But one of the first movies that we saw was, of course, Rocket Man. And there's a lot of cool music movies that are coming out these days. I've yet to see the Bohemian Rhapsody. Would like
I need
to
to see that.
Yeah, I would have to see that. So on to today's subject matter. First, the quote of the day is from Johnny Cash. So R.I.P. to Johnny Cash. Success is worrying about every damn thing in the world except money. And I think I've been very successful with finding such a dear in Ashland. And happy anniversary. All right.
Happy anniversary.
1 year ago, this week was S&M². S&M². We got the shirt. Yeah, that's cool. That's a twin moment right there. Yeah. Mutual shirts. Go Bills someday. But what an amazing time that was. So Metallica played with the San Francisco Symphony in 1999. Conductor Michael Kamen, R.I.P. He actually was the composer on a song called Nothing Else Matters. I'm not sure if you knew that, but he composed that back in 91. Some of the violins and orchestral arrangements that you hear in Nothing Else Matters, Metallica's Ballad Off the Black Album, man. So that's when their relationship began, and it wasn't until 8 years later, in 1999, where they played S&M. They played in Berkeley at this theater, and I was too young to go out there then. I wasn't a Metallica fan just yet, but it was the 20th anniversary of S&M1 last year, and coming off traveling around the country, really, me, for Metallica, from Boise to Vegas to Pittsburgh and State College and Grand Rapids and everything, I was pretty much good on Metallica spending for the time being.
You did a lot that year.
Yeah. Indianapolis was driving all over the place. But when they announced S&M², I knew I had to go there. I knew it. And was I going to spend, X to go in the first 5 rows? No. So I figure this is a good opportunity to introduce this one to Metallica.
Yeah, this is my first show ever of Metallica.
Yeah.
First and second.
Ashland is from Rockland County, just north of New York City. She's had enough experience from her parents taking her to see Broadway musicals, right? And MSG.
Broadway, yeah. Jingle Ball was in MSG a lot. Do you know Jingle Ball?
Jingle Ball, no.
It's the radio station's concert, the 106. No, what is it? The big, the radio station has that big concert where they bring out a lot of artists.
Okay. Oh, that's at MSG?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's Z100s.
The only Jingle Ball that I know is a song called Jingle Balls by Korn. It was a little spin that they made on the song back in the 90s, but that's all. Jingle Balls, I'll put the link down below. So Ashland was familiar with the Broadway musical and the violin work, and when I visited her mother, that's all they were playing on the stereo was Rent and
Cats, Aida.
Yeah.
Wicked. Yeah. Well, I also used to play the viola.
You did?
Yes. Yeah. So I played that for 5 years, elementary school to middle school. So I actually was in an orchestra for a decent amount of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I played the alto saxophone. Yeah. Yeah, that's the air saxophone. Played it with Alex Ponatowski, and there was Ryan down the way with Steve Wood on the big ass tuba, which is funny. My twin brother Ryan playing a tuba, lugging that thing around. So to bridge those two worlds, I thought Ashland would really dig. And we booked the trip. It was a nice kind of time. It was a 1 year dating. It was a 1 year anniversary back then.
And he actually surprised me with it because you told me on my birthday,
May 15th.
He planned all of this. And then on my birthday, May 15th, he was like, by the way, we're doing this in 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, we're going out to San Francisco. Follow my lead.
Let's go.
And it was 2 nights S&M. It was a Friday night and a Sunday night. And it was opening up the Chase Center, which is the new home of the Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors, they've had a dynasty going for a long time. We'll see what they got next year when everyone comes back. But this Metallica show is opening up that brand new state-of-the-art arena. right there in San Francisco. We stayed at a hotel there. I'm forgetting the name.
Sir Charles?
Oh, okay, yeah, Sir
James Charles?
Sir something. It was
Sir
a
Charlie?
boutique kind of cool hotel. You walk in, big bar with the big wall and mirrors and chandeliers, and
it was cute. It was cool. It had a nice vibe to it.
It did. It was right there, city center. But before, Ashlyn's not quite a morning person, neither am I, but we had to get to San Francisco, right? So the morning of the flight, I just booked it for, I think it was like 6 a.m. or something, 6:30.
It was like 5 to 6 range.
Yeah, so we had to get up 4 a.m. and Ashlyn was just sleeping her whole entire way all the way to SF. And there's me and my battle vest man ready to go. And I'm just going to take a look at some comments.
I think you woke me up at like 3:30. I don't know. I feel like maybe you woke up because he waits to pack until the morning of. So
yeah.
You woke up earlier than me. And then you woke me up eventually. And I was not a happy camper.
We got there, took some funny pictures of her on the plane.
Sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping on you.
We get there. We check in the hotel. We go over to this bar, and we just started seeing the Metallica shirts. And for that weekend, I mean, seriously, it was Metallica takeover in San Francisco, California. All these black shirts all around, all good vibes. The band is really a phenomena in that respect. It's not all hard and heavy all the time, but it's all sorts of countries, man. Australia to China to Japan to
Brazil.
Some Brazilians were there, Swedish, our buddies Eric and Paula. We'll get to you guys, but just a conglomerate of people. And there were some people that we struck conversation with from North Dakota or South Dakota.
There was somewhere, I think it was South or Montana. I don't know. It was somewhere over there.
Like that. A few of them, they're getting beers. We're getting beers. We got Metallica shirts. There's a punching bag video game that I was playing. It really kind of helps when you have that ring on. And just getting these high grav SF local beers and just Metallica fever. It was amazing. I think the day of was that show. We arrived day of.
We flew in the morning and then we had Metallica.
Yep. And went back to the hotel, got dressed, went to the pregame show, hangout bar right in the water there. And it was just this place is blasting Pantera and just seeing all these old faces. You know who you are. All the same crazy faces that you see around the country and the world at Metallica shows. And
nice people. Good crew.
They got to meet Ashlyn, and one of them asked Ashlyn, "Hey, so what song are you looking forward to hearing tonight? What song do you want to hear?" And it had like probably 5 or 6 of these, big Metallica fans ready. And she goes, "Enter Sandman."
It's the moment where you, like, all thoughts just leave your head and you don't know what to say. You can't even think of one song. And I'm like, oh my God. So it just first one that popped into my head, classic. I know it.
Enter Sandman. And she didn't say Enter the Sandman, which is nice. But she likes Black Album and One and we're getting there. But we took instead of walking to the venue, we took this bicycle thing.
The bike trolley.
This dude picked us up playing Master of Puppets, and we just jumped in the back, a few cocktails in, just went to the show. And again, state-of-the-art, brand new arena. Walk in, seeing all these familiar people, faces coming up to me and saying, "Hey, what's up, Kevin? What's up, Kevin?" And
the 2 girls, you remember?
Yes, yeah, from Virginia. And gosh, yeah,
we were walking to our seats and we're like in like the little hallway sky thing, whatever, walkway. And all of a sudden these 2 women in front of us start screaming like, oh my God, and running past me. And I'm in front of him at this point. But I was just like, okay, they saw one of their girlfriends are like running after her. I look behind and they're like both like on top of him.
You become so close to some of these people when you get in line 10 hours to go until doors, and you're just there all day. It is first come, first serve in the pit, and you get to know a lot of these people. George from Virginia, Ron, and Eric and Paula, of course, and Gars and God, I'm gonna feel so bad. I'm gonna just not mention people.
See, it's one of those moments.
Yeah,
everything just leaves.
Yeah. You know who you are, and it's always a goddamn pleasure. So on we went with the show. We were, front row there on the 100 level.
Wow.
They open up the Ecstasy of Gold. Michael Tilson Thomas is the lead conductor or arranger. He was the former Buffalo Philharmonic conductor, which is pretty cool. But they had another fella conducting the show at that time, Atwater, last name Atwater. I forget the first name.
He had rhinestones on his shirt or something.
Yeah, I mean, they had the harpists, they had the violins going, and Ecstasy of Gold right into the Call of Cthulhu. My Instagram handle is Cthulhu Kevin. The song's always meant a lot to me. They're instrumental off Ride the Lightning. But they went right into For When the Bell Tolls. And do you remember what the line was from For When the Bell Tolls? No, I asked no one. It came from wherever I may roam. Take a look to the sky just before you die. The last time you wear.
I'm still learning Metallica 2 years in. I knew nothing about them before we started dating. I'm still learning.
You're doing a phenomenal job. It's good. But we rocked out. We had such a goddamn good time. Randy was there, and geez.
Just the effects they had were amazing. Like the lights, and then they had the things that hang down and the videos that went across them.
Yeah.
And it was just the stage in the middle, the circle one, where it actually did in the concert a 360 around. So at one point, Lars was always facing you at some point in the show because he never moved. But then everyone else is just jumping around the stage and going to all the different microphones, and so you have them in front of you at one point. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was. It was. The Day That Never Comes was a nice surprise. Confusion, especially off the newest record, Hardwired to Self-Destruct. It's kind of got that most Black Album feel to me. Confusion. Of course, Master of Puppets and One and Sandman and they played some Mosseloff, some old school, old way old symphony, and they were jamming that. And James got up there and he sang The Unforgiven 3, which I had never gotten in my life, and it was just him alone, no guitar. He really didn't know what to do with his hands, just put them behind his back, and the conductor's going like that, and he's right there facing each other. And just in retrospect, it was that show. They had to cancel some shows later that year, 2019, and then the beginning of this year, because James had to re-enter rehab for prior addictions, likely alcohol. And he looks absolutely fantastic, judging by how they looked in the drive-in show. But for James Hetfield, lead singer, one of the greatest lead singer frontmen of all time, capturing the crowd and commanding a crowd. The music's really deep with him. So I felt that moment with Unforgiven 3, and then the Outlaw Torn, which was amazing. I mean, shit. I'm just taking a look at comments. But what other songs do you remember? Do you remember any moments?
This was the show. This is the one takeaway from this show, because I have more from night 2. This was the first time Kevin ever hit me while air drumming, because he does this and he always gets close, but he'll never hit you. This was the first time I actually got hit.
Dunk. Just got too into it, I guess. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, the one time. I'm usually very good with that. At shows, I'm going all over the place, and you got a lot of people that are like that. But I never hit people in the face when I'm going all over the place. But Ashlyn, that was her time then. But
he was really into this. I understood why I got hit. This was an amazing show.
Night 1 was so sick. I have some souvenirs here that I've yet to open. I had just ordered these from Metallica website, little limited edition coin. It's pretty cool. Yeah. S&M². And then it's got the Jump in the Fire guy in the back, the Golden Gate Bridge. Pretty sweet. Yeah, that's sweet. And then I got a giant guitar pick, because someday
Is it like a coaster?
It could be a coaster.
It looks like a coaster. Did I get a scissor?
No, I think I'll be good.
Okay.
Thank you. This is a giant pick. It's got the date in the back. Yeah, keep pitching. But I want to show you. I'm going to save this for after we talk about the concert. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, night one happened. End of the night, beers flowing. Bunch of friends. Dave from Cleveland. There's just so many of you guys. I love you all. You know, it's hashtag MFF, Metallica family forever. Aaron, and you know who you are. So, in between nights 1 and 2 was Saturday, and we went to Napa. Leonard used to work at Robert Sinkskey Vineyards. Ashlyn has never been to Napa Valley.
Rob Suzik, just call me Ashley.
Ashlyn.
Gotcha.
That's all right. He knows. Ashlyn with one N. One N. We went to Napa Valley. I've been there a handful of times. And Ashley has never been there. We took an Uber all the way up there. And what'd you think? I mean, we got there at 10 a.m., the stroke of 10 a.m. when Robert Sinkskey opened, right there on the Silverado Trail.
Mm-hmm.
And
It was
Betsy
beautiful.
was taking care of us. And we just set up out back, had some tastings. And
it was amazing. Like, that was probably the most relaxed I've been in a very long time. Just be sitting there at 11 a.m. with a charcuterie board and them just pouring us wine, and we're just looking out over this beautiful landscape, and just, it was great.
The picture that we took of me and her with the Abraxas bottle, that was our Christmas holiday card.
Yeah.
You know? Really special time, man. It was just going from Metallica to then Napa, and just to mellow out. And we were at Sinkskey for a few hours, and we went over to Stony Hill.
A few hours.
Yeah, a few very fun hours. Thank you, Betsy, and the crew over there.
Mm-hmm.
But then we went up to Stony Hill, and it's just up, St. Helena. And we were there early enough, and they were just picking grapes. You know, this is September 2019. So they were picking Chardonnay grapes that morning, and we literally had fresh Chardonnay juice given to us, you know, poured in some of our wine glasses to try. I never did that
really
before.
Good.
And there was a pool out back, like it's natural pool. I would have loved to have jumped in.
We almost did. Like, they kept telling us, our tour guide person, she kept saying, you can. Like, you are fully allowed to go swimming, jump in. Had we known this, we would have brought bathing suits.
Or worn underwear.
I was. But we're just standing there staring at this pool, and we're actually contemplated it for a solid 2 minutes.
Yeah.
We almost jumped in with our clothes.
Stony Hill was so solid. They took good care of us. And there was only one other lady in our tour. She had rented a convertible red car. She was there on a business trip, so she finished her business trip and went up to Stony Hill. So instead of getting a little Uber, we hitched a ride in the back of her Corvette.
She offered it. Let's just say it.
She did offer that. And then she took us down and down the hill all the way. And then we went over to Press. Mac and cheese aficionado over here. We had mac and cheese.
Truffle mac and cheese.
Truffle mac and cheese in a cast iron kind of bowl. And some more wines, a few beers.
Bacon.
And then we had the bacon, all sorts of bacon, boar bacon, turkey, all the rest. Deer.
There was like the candied one.
Yeah. Oh, they had like a hanger, right? And it was just strips of it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Steak was good too.
Yes, it was. If you're in Napa, go to a restaurant called Press, all capital letters, easy access. Press is fantastic.
Great food.
And then from there, we took an Uber back to the hotel.
I was asleep the entire time.
Yep, we just crashed hard. And then, hey, coach. And we finished that. And then the next morning, we went over to Alcatraz. You ever been to Alcatraz before? I had never been to Alcatraz. I've been to SF for a few other Metallica in wine trips in Japantown and so on, but never went to Alcatraz. What'd you think?
That was cool. It was just eerie when you were there because we did the audio tour too.
Yes.
Where you had the headphones on and it took you around the cell house and like explained everything. So like you're walking in and out of like these cells that people actually lived in and hearing the stories of it all. And it was eerie, but it was so cool.
Definitely a vibe in there. I've never seen the Clint Eastwood movie Escape from Alcatraz. I should. You haven't either?
Isn't it called The Rock?
No, The Rock is with Sean Connery. There you go, Bob. With Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage.
Whoops.
And Sean Connery has a quote, Bob, if you could help me out there. He says, losers try their best. Winners fuck the prom queen, or something like that. It's just so funny. So there you go. The Rock. We'll have to have a nice night and watch that. But I thought this magnet was very necessary. Magnet or magnets?
It's on our fridge now.
Yeah. So we're right there at the fridge. Really cool.
Winner go home and F the prom queen. Yeah.
Winner goes home and F the prom queen. Yeah, that's it. But
it was really cool.
Alcatraz, the audio tour, definitely recommend that. I had my suspicions about it. I thought it had been weak, audio tour boring, but wow.
You just learned so much.
The history there.
They tell you about like the breakout that happened with the brothers or something.
Yeah. It's got the background noise of the people running in the halls and stuff.
It was really well done. They really made you just feel like you're there during that time.
Yeah. Yeah, the ferry took us out there, and the ferry ride itself was so cool, approaching that spooky. We went during the day. The nighttime sold out real quick. You want to check out Alcatraz? I heard nighttime is the best time. Maybe when we'll go back for S&M².
Maybe it's haunted and we'll see a ghost.
Maybe. Casper.
The friendly one.
Maybe.
Or not.
All right. So, yes, that was amazing. We took the ferry ride back, and then it was S&M night 2. In night 2, we were a little farther back. We got Wherever I May Roam, which has I Ask No One. It's And the Earth Becomes My Throne. I adapt to the unknown. Under wandering stars I've grown, by myself but not alone. I ask no one. Right there. Don't mind the flabby bicep. I'm still working. Gym's just opened up. Okay. But what a show that was again.
That was even better in the night 1.
Yeah.
It was 10 times better than night 1.
See, I was just, enter nights were just going. And it was right around the time Wherever I May Roam. Things get a little foggy, right? And one of those moments that you remember that I don't, if you'd like to fill in what you saw.
With Lars?
Yeah.
I don't remember what song it was, but it was like kind of just the intro to one of the songs. The snare drummer had like a little like solo kind of thing. Lars went up to him and they started just playing. They started playing with each other. I don't know the best way to say that.
They're playing off of each other.
Yeah. Like the guy would hold his stick down and then Lars would like hit the stick. I think it's like in the movie.
There's DVD that came out and Lars was just kind of Lars drummer, he's behind drums, but he's a frontman drummer, and even though he doesn't sing, he really leaves the drum kit and he gets everyone up, and
he was interacting with the orchestra a lot. And it was just really cool to see this moment because like it wasn't like it was drawing attention. I think that was, I don't know if it was planned at all or if it was just like in the moment, Lars just wanted to go do it. So, because of how high up you were, I almost didn't see it at first. But then I realized what was going on. And I saw the two of them, and it was just really cool, the interaction.
Yeah.
I'm sure that guy was probably like shitting himself because all of a sudden he's.
Oh yeah, just the harpist.
He's with Lars.
Yeah, amazing stuff. And it was after Unforgiven 3, actually, the night 1, that James and Lars went up to James to hug him, and they didn't do that at the end of night 2. Just a little fun fact, something I noticed there. But there's intermission in each show, and intermission went and grabbed some beer, saw some more friends. It was really a celebration and just complete Metallica takeover in San Francisco for that weekend. Weekend I'll never forget, we'll never forget. And
oh wait, can I say one more thing?
yeah.
The best moment from night 2. What's the song? It's like.
Oh, Memory Remains.
At the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was at night 2, and it's like
Whoa.
all the yeah.
Whoa.
At the end of that song, they let the audience go for a little bit, like doing it. And night 1, like it kind of ended off after a couple, like you sing it. I'm not gonna sing, but you can sing it.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, that.
Wow. It's just all over around.
But like because it was all the black ticket members, they just went. I think they could have gone on for 2 hours, just kept going. And you saw like Lars actually getting like annoyed because I think he wanted to actually like continue with the concert.
Yeah, he gets. Yeah,
he was like, okay,
all right, let's just finish it. And then they went
and
right
James
into another
just sitting
song.
there like, yep, this is it.
Yeah, yeah. Countries,
so
worlds,
cool.
just all around that place. Night 1 was originally only supposed to be the night 1, right? There's only supposed to be one night of the weekend, but then the demand was so strong and there were so many scalpers that picked up tickets. They did a night 2 for club members only, Metallica fan club members only, 5th members. So going from night 1, a lot of loud fans. This is a very exclusive event. So the night 2 comes around, fan club members. The flags are out. I got chills. I mean, you got flags from Brazil to Chile and Mexico, and it was just a big celebration. So at the end of the Memory Remains, there's this big anthem, and the crowd just kept doing their sing-along thing, as I so eloquently sang. But Ryan brought up something here in the comments. There was a nice moment for Cliff Burton, the late, great Cliff Burton, bassist who passed away in 1986, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer with the band. Cliff passed away at the age of 24. In Sweden, there was a bus that fell. He was in the back of the bus overnight. Bus slips on ice. He falls through the window, and the bus kind of fell on him. So there was a moment where they played Anesthesia Pulling Teeth with this fella, this cellist. And I just remember the guy had a really long neck, like me. A really long neck, just staying there. But he was just looking down, and he was just getting right into it. And
it was the electric cello too.
Electric cello. It sounded like I felt like I was back in 84, 85 during a Cliff solo. It sounded so real like that. And he had Lars going away on the drums. You know, it was just incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible stuff. It's out on DVD. Check it out. YouTube. It's all over. I'm going to post some links down there so you can check it out yourself. So, Rye, thanks for reminding me of that. And Luke, to answer your question, how many songs did they play?
A lot.
They played, their average set is 2 hours and 20 minutes, 18 songs. So I'm going to say it's somewhere around that time, maybe a little longer, because right in the middle they played some classical pieces, the violins and everything, and Metallica jumped in there for a little bit. It's just really special. No Leaf Clover, the dun 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 dun. Really love that one. The highlight for me during those few nights.
You can't choose one.
I can't choose one.
It's so much.
Night 1, getting Cthulhu right off the bat I felt like years go by as I've watched S&M² so many times. So actually feeling SC of Gold go right into the Call of Cthulhu was extremely special. But a really special song that means a lot to me. One of the 2 songs I've only cried at. I've cried in Nothing Else Matters after the passing of Nani and Papa back when. That's kind of a moment where I really live, where I get to I can almost see him in my head, you know. But then Halo on Fire, and I was very, very lucky enough to get, or we were lucky enough.
It's you.
To get something that's going to be hung in our family room.
I will allow this one.
Someday. Next year, we're going to be in the market for a home. So this right here is a music sheet that was used in S&M² on stage, used. This is not 8x10, it's not 11x14, something along the lines of that. But if you take a look, this is Halo on Fire. There's Ashley. There's me. Halo on Fire is a double bass end of the song. You know, it's just really cool. So it stops here. The band signed it. We got it signed. We're gonna get this behind glass. Maybe get this pick here and some other things. But super deluxe box set S&M², right here, came out not too long ago. There you go. So there you go, Luke. Those are the songs that were played, and I'm just gonna show you a little bit what was included in here. I not only won that music sheet, we got this 2 weeks before it came out, and got a little memo from Metallica about that. But that's fine. Some guitar picks. We got a book of some of the pictures. Just really badass pictures here. Let's see.
It's all like edited ones too.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm a little excited here. Come on now.
One more.
There you go. Here's my boy. Pretty sweet, huh? James Hetfield and Metallica. We'll show another picture or two here. Let's see. There's this Lars and the Rhythm right there. Boom. So it came with this book. We got a cool ass poster, really, really big poster. And of course, the main highlight of this is, besides the music sheet that we got, was the vinyl. All within my hands, Metallica have their own music publishing company called Blackened Records. So they own all their music, and they own a record vinyl presser, and they could do some splatter on it. Isn't that cool?
That's really cool.
So the one I chose here, Moth in the Flame, Outlaw Torn, No Leaf Clover, Halo on Fire. Pretty sweet, huh? There you go. Anything else about the weekend that jumps out to you? I'm such a noob when it comes to vinyl.
The only other part of it was after night 2 was, okay, so after the concert, we leave the venue, and then in the front of Chase Center is where all, like, the fans from all the different countries just got together, and they just, like, literally, like, clumped up, and they rose all their flags, and they were, like, cheering, and
yeah, everyone got together for that, and I saw Vladimir from Moscow and Robert from Quebec City, two guys that I was on stage with at the Fillmore in San Francisco, night 4 for their 30th anniversary in 2011. And I won a toaster in a Name That Riff competition on stage at the Fillmore. And to see Vladimir and Robert again was always special. And to, again, introduce people from that world to this one right here, Blondie.
it was a fun experience.
Really cool. I'm glad you were able to join me there.
Unforgettable weekend.
So thank you for joining. A lot of comments here, just taking a look.
Don't use Kevin's
And you
toaster.
do not use my
sits
Metallica
on our
toaster.
dresser. It's not even in the kitchen. It sits on our dresser.
I dust that thing weekly, and that toaster is signed by Metallica, and it burns the Metallica M inside a piece of toast if you decide to make it. So Ryan brought that up all the way out in Athens, Greece. Ryan, you bet your ass no one is going to be using this toaster. No. Okay. But next week, it is going to be Black Diamond Sky, Alice in Chains, Mastodon, Deftones did a tour in the summer and early fall of 2010, 10 years ago. When I think of September concerts, this is the very first concert that I think of is Alice in Chains, Mastodon, and Deftones playing up in Toronto and Atlanta. Amazing times, amazing night, 3 amazing bands with new music coming out. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay hungry, and stay happy.
Which way?
Both ways are fine.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. And football's back. Go Bills.
Go Giants.
Go Bills.
Ooh, had to throw that in there.
Thank you. We'll do this again another time, right?
Yes.
Maybe we'll talk a little Elton John next time.
Elton.
See ya.